There we go. Okay. So I'm looking at the front turn signals today. This one has been pretty weathered. Of course, I'm replacing the lens, but this one also is really lumpy and kind of nasty. So I'm going to try sanding it down and coating it with some, chrome paint. It won't look, quite like chrome, but it'll look close. And then this one just has a crack, so I'm going to replace that. This doesn't look near as bad, so that's all I'm going to do is replace that. But this one I want to try. I want to try some. I don't know. I'll start with 300 and see what it does. Well, that seems to be working okay. I don't know how aggressive I want to get with it, but so I'll keep working on that and come back if anything interesting happens. I remember the sandpaper works a lot better if it's wet, so I got it wet. But that turned out pretty good. Doesn't look great, but it's nice and smooth, and I just put acetone all over it to wipe off any grease, and I'm going to go see if the chrome paint will look good at all on it. So I will be back in a bit. Well, I don't know if that chrome stuff's going to turn out or not. It came out with little bumps in it, so I think it's going to turn out bumpy. But, whatever. Not a restoration. If it was, I would just buy new turn signal assemblies. But anyway, these turned out pretty good, I think. Let's see. Let's get the tape off them. These are the brackets that hold the headlight bucket on the motorcycle. Oh yeah. Side's on the other side there. Okay. Yeah, what do you think of that? I'll let that cure for a while, I think. But that covers up, the treated rust, what's left of it, and should prevent future rust, or at least slow down future rust. Okay. Oh, I forgot to plug these. I guess I'll take that out. Okay, well, I'm happy to. No. So I'm going to put these plugs back in after that cures for a while. And we'll be able to start putting some stuff back together, huh? So this fellow, all we have to do is replace the cover here. Where did my screwdriver go? There it is. Yeah, looks like the seal's intact. Good. Oh my, that's a lot of crud. Okay, well, there's going to be more to this than I thought, because that is just nasty. I don't know if it shouldn't have got hot. Is that just from that little crack being exposed to the weather? Don't know. Okay, well, I should open this up earlier, but yeah, so I'm going to clean all that up, and I'm going to replace that ground wire. Huh, that's weird. Okay, well, so that's not going to be done today. Let's see, what else? Okay, we've got this guy put together, but he doesn't have that, what you call it, I don't even know what you call that thing, a seal? A rubber seal? Yeah, might as well call it a seal. That's kind of, I think it's a seal and a kind of a vibration damper, because these guys, there's rubber grommets here too. Or maybe that's more to keep weather out, but well, then there's a big old hole right here, so, and then another little one there, like a drain hole, so that doesn't seem to make sense to try and keep the weather out from the bottom. But anyway, oh, we're gonna have to pull that through here. Okay. So, new, yeah, it goes that way, new thing. So that is the tachometer, so it doesn't matter where that little, this little thing goes, because there's no odometer, trip odometer reset, so doesn't matter where that goes. So somebody was saying online, I read that they had replaced these and they were finding it difficult to get this on over it. They were looking for, oh wow, that does look like it would be difficult. I wonder if it would be better. Apparently I'm allergic to wondering about things. But I wonder if it would be better to put this on here first, like so, and then so there does seem to be a little crease that goes in. Or am I imagining things? Could be imagining things. But anyway, maybe with that in there. Let's try that, huh? Oh, oh, dummy. I put the wires through the wrong holes. There we go. That'll help too, putting the wires through the right hole. Okay. Let's try it for real this time. Get the wires out of the way. There we go. Where are the holes to line up? There we go. Ooh, that fits perfect. Nice. Okay, and these little rubber guys go in there. Washers and okay, I'm going to take those out because these ones are going to put the dashboard right here. So each one at a time. I don't know if these bottom out somehow. I use it. I was wondering if they bottom out or if we just got it so tight and then quit. But yeah, it looks like they bottom out. There we go. So that is assembled. That is our tachometer. Oh shoot, I don't remember if the light bulbs work. Okay, well, before we assemble this any further, past like completely, I'm going to set that aside. There is only one bulb. I need a 12-volt source of power. Hang on, I'm going to go find something with volts in it. Okay, so we've got ground, which I think is the black one. And we've got yellow, which is the not the black one. It's positive. So, yep, that works. Okay, that light bulb works there. So let's put those down far away from each other. So that is our this guy. Yeah, how are we going to do that? Oh, wait. How does that work? There's a thing there, but I don't know. This other wire here is goes to that canceling box, the turn signal canceling box. So actually, I have no idea how to test that, so I'm not going to. So let's see. How do we get that in there? Maybe it's easier if we shoved it in. Yeah, I think because of that trip odometer reset lever, it's going to be trickier to get the seal in this one. See, it wants to bunch up instead of going in like it should. There, okay. Well, it wasn't too bad. Is it actually seated in there though? Hopefully. Okay. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Where are the connectors for this? Uh-oh. I don't know. I'm going to have to look for them. Okay. Well, we're just all kinds of organized today. Well, let's get back to this guy. Let's see. So you're going to laugh when you see this, or cringe or something, but there's the problem. So that is the main gauge light, which is blue and dark blue and black. So dark blue and black. Right, so we'll do black right there, dark blue, so over here, and there we go, lights up. Alright, that one's good. So the next one is this one, which is brown and dark green. So we'll look for, dark brown and dark green. Okay, so here's dark brown and here's dark green. So there are these two pins here. And that works. So we put that one back. The next one is also empty, but not to worry, I just bought, well, a couple months ago now, I bought a whole bag of little light bulbs. Ta-da! Okay, so that is black and yellow. So black and yellow. Okay. So we got black and we've got yellow. And it works. Can you see it? There you go. So that is the high beam indicator, right? And what was the other one we just tested? That would be the turn signal, and then we've got the neutral light. The neutral light is light brown and light blue. So, light brown and light blue, the other two on this guy. So light brown light blue, and light brown. And they work. Excellent. Okay, so undo those for safety purposes. So they all work now. Assuming that I actually got all the lights in the right sockets here, this is now done and can be reassembled. Alright, so now there is the replacement speedometer all ready to go. I sure hope that works. It's at least not bound up. What else? Well, it's more of a silver than a chrome. I mean, it's not like a mirror finish or anything, but you know, that's better than it was. There's the other one. Yeah. Well, oh well. I'm going to take this upstairs. Somebody made a really nice splice right here and then wrapped it up in electrical tape, and I think what I'm going to do is just wick some solder in there and then put a shrink tube over it. Well, let's see. I don't remember how far I got on the last video, but this turn signal indicator is all done, ready to go back on the bike. I even put some solder and shrink tube on this little splice that I found under a whole gob of electrical tape. So now it's all cleaned up. I opened this guy up to replace the old what was it? Oh, not this one. The cracked lens cover, and water had gotten in here and corroded everything all up. So I got it all cleaned up, and you know, it's all hooked up, and I made my own splice. In order to get this apart, I had to cut the wire, but I got that all done, and this is cleaned up. Got my new lens cover, and I cleaned up these screws a little bit. I mean, you can't really clean them up too much. I mean, you could, but they're just going to get rusty again if you clean all the rust off. So I only just knocked the loose stuff off, and I didn't really go after it too much, but they look a tad better. I mean, I'm sure they won't stay looking nice, but at least they look nice for the moment. And since this lens isn't cracked and the little weather seal is still good, it should hopefully keep the innards dry and they won't get all nasty again. So that's this guy done. So there's both front turn signals ready to reinstall, and there was nothing wrong with the back one, so I never took those off. The only other stuff I've really done is kind of boring. I went to the hardware store and got a couple lock washers for these screws, which will replace these screws which were holding the ignition coil on. Let's see, I got a replacement screw for one of the screws on the seat that got all mangled, so that's replaced. When I bought the new CDI box, it came with a built-in bracket, kind of like the original did, and the CDI I replaced was an aftermarket that was just a box with no bracket, so the bolts that held the original CDI are long gone. So I found a bolt that would fit, in my stash, but I could only find one, so I went to the hardware store and bought two with lock washers, so that'll hold the CDI on. What else? Oh, I found a little 4mm bolt that will thread into the neutral switch down under the transmission. It's too long, I'll have to shorten it by quite a bit really. But it does thread in, and so hopefully that'll keep that wire from falling off anymore. Oh, those brackets, those headlight bucket brackets, those are back on the bike now. The handlebars are on the bike. When I tightened those down, though, they were loose and they kind of moved up and down, so I took the top little clamps, the top pieces of the clamps, and I ran them on a flat belt sander until they were a little bit shorter. And then as long as I was doing that, I cleaned off all the rust and repainted them. And anyway, so they look pretty nice now, and they clamp all the way down. There's a gap in there, so now they clamp. You get them real tight, and they're actually clamping on the handlebar. Hey folks, another little update. Let's see. So I got these brackets on. I don't know what this guy does, so I don't know where to put him yet. So I haven't tightened that down. Also, I'm going to have to take that loose again because part of the brake line clamps right there too, so I forgot about that. I'm going to have to get the brakes done before I make much more progress out here, the front brake. However, what did I do? Okay, so I don't remember what all I did, but I got the handlebars on, I got the rear brake lever on, and the decompressor on, and the switch on. I went to put the EFI box on the battery box, and I could not fit it in there, so I had to take that out. The flasher wasn't really sticking in its little rubber holder, so I vinyl taped that. Oh, I also got some conductive antioxidant electrical grease. Not the same as dielectric, that means it's not electrical. Conductive, this is conductive. So this goes in these little connectors here to keep them from corroding any worse. Ooh, also got the new coil installed and plugged in and greased, electric greased. So had to get new screws for that, but I got them. So let's see, the ignition switch is on, and the neighbors are cutting down trees, and I've sort of started putting the throttle and engine stop switch on. Let's go inside and take a look at what we got here. Okay, let's see. Can you see everything there? Hopefully, if I turn the light on. Hey, the light still works. Alright. So here's the battery box. I already cleaned out this battery ventilation hose, breather hose. So there's the top of the battery, there's the little rubber battery tray. Here's the guy in question, the new Rex electronic ignition system. So I got to get that plugged in. But you know what? You know what's coming, right? Now that this box is off the bike, I might as well take off the rust and repaint it, right? That's not refurbishment so much, but now that it's off the bike, I can't put a rusty thing back on the bike now that it's off. I just gotta clean it up. So there you go. Okay, here's the battery box all cleaned up and put back together. So I greased the little hinge pin there, took all the rust off and then greased it up a little. So hopefully it won't rust as fast. and got the two pieces here that, fastened on finally, and then breather tubes on there, and rubber parts are more or less cleaned up. I didn't spend so much time on those, but because I mainly wanted to get the rust off, and didn't do anything with this guy except clean him. There's no point in taking the rust off of fasteners because they'll just rust again unless you coat them with something. And I don't really have anything good to coat them with. So anyway, so there it is, ready to go. We get these things plugged in. We'll put some conductive grease on there to keep them from getting any worse, hopefully. And there we go. Time to put it back on the bike.